Hey everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. Today I want to talk to you guys about some mixing mediums that I have just recently purchased and I haven't used yet. And I thought I would do a video today to show you guys what items I'm going to be mixing with the two mixing mediums that I have. The first one is from JD Glow, and it is the small version of the mixing medium. I think this was $3.50. This one seems to have some sediments, and I shouldn't say sediment because it's not settling. I don't even know what the proper term is, but it's got a film. A film is a better way to say it. It's got a film on it. I'm not sure if you can see, but if you look right inside the vial toward the dropper, you can see it, something sticks along the wall, and you can see it on the packaging as well. So there's something like a film sticking on this packaging. But I do want to try this. I'm going to be swatching on my hands today because obviously I have already done my makeup, but I'm also going to be trying out the Chemical X by Makeup a Murder. And I can't remember the cost of this one. I think it was about $13 and change US on sale. So $3.50 and 13 something on sale. So we're going to go ahead and try both of these today, and I'm going to put them on the back of my hand so we can just kind of test out and see what things look like. I do have a mixing tray here. It's a mirrored one, so I'm not going to try and blind you with the light. And then I have just a couple of little eyeliner brushes, nothing too fancy, just I can mix and whatever. My tray also came with one of these little mixing tools and spatula. So I'm going to go ahead and use the duller end, not the pointed end, to mix those. So what I'm going to use first, I wanted to try the Makeup a Murder pigment. Obviously I want to try that with both of these products, and then I want to try some other random pigment with this product as well. So I'm just going to select some product out of the, I guess I should say is extract some product out of the tray and separate it. All right. And it has like a silicone stopper top on it. So if you hear sounds, it's not me, just so you know. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select another pigment because I'm just going to put the product in at the same time, and I want to see what it's like on both items, on both like type of pigments. So I think I'm actually going to use one that I have in a project because why not? Great way to get some use out of that. And this one is the Red Cherry pigment from Ben Nye, and I haven't used it in a while, so this would really help me out with some usage when I try these different items I've never tried before. And it's a nice color, so it'll be nice and vibrant to see just how well this takes off. And then after I try these, I might actually try something that's a little bit brighter, maybe a little more shimmery, and see how that goes. So I'm just gonna put this back in here. And the first one I'm going to try is the JD Glow. I'm just going to, let's see if, does it have a smell? I shouldn't really be smelling that. But anyways, just going to lift this. I'm sure you can not really see much of what I'm doing, but I'm going to put a drop on the left side product, my left. So I'm just going to do 2 drops in the product. And I'm just going to take my spatula and mix. I probably could have just used 1 drop, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough liquid, and I've never used this before, so try less is more for the first little bit. It is blending really nicely. I hope you can see that. It's mixing very, very well. Just going to wipe my tool off and go in on the Red Cherry with the 2 drops. I should have really angled my camera down and did this on my desk instead of lifting this tray and doing it this way, but I didn't really think this through. So this one doesn't seem to be blending as well. I don't think I put enough product. It seems like I have more mixing medium and not enough product in here, and it looks very watered down almost. So of course it's not it's got a bit of shimmer in it from what I can tell anyways as well. So maybe that's why, but it does look very watery. So I am going to add a little bit more pigment to that. And also I'm wondering if that's partly the sediment, or not the sediment, but the film that I was talking about that I could see in the product. So I added a pretty generous amount to the dollop, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue to mix that. It seems to be going into a sort of a jelly type state because I've added more powder. It's mixing quite well, but the color doesn't seem to be staying. It looks like it's brightening it up a little bit. So I'm interested to see what happens with this, with the JD Glow. All right, so there you can see it's fully mixed, and the color is good on the red, but it's not the same as original. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the drops for Makeup of Murder. I'm so sorry, my words are leaving me right now. I'm just going to try this one as well. And it does have a stopper as well on it, so the drops, it's not pressing. They have a little bit of issue with their dropper tops. And I'm just going to do one for now and blend that in and see if that's good enough instead of putting too much. That seems to be more than enough. And as you can see, the color is quite dark compared to the other side. The other side has almost a white film on top. Same with the red. The red is actually, you can see a difference. I hope you can tell what I'm talking about, where the right side, from my right side anyway, is darker than the other side. So this is a little bit more light, and this is more true to the actual pigment color. So let's go ahead and swatch these. I'm going to do, let's do the blues. Let's do the red first, actually. This one seems like it's drying up really quickly. I think I added far too much pigment to it. I may have to add, oh, there we go. I may have to add a little bit more of the mixing medium, and it is working rather nicely. It's very opaque. It looks pretty good. It does look a little different to me than the actual shade, but maybe I'm incorrect. But it does actually work really nice. This is the JD Glow mixing medium. And I'm just going to wipe this off, and we'll go into the other one now. So this is the Makeup of Murder mixing medium. So they look rather similar. I did actually put a little bit more liquid, like the JD Glow one is dried a little bit. So they are rather comparable. It's just the Makeup of Murder one is a little more wet. So if I let it dry down just a little bit, I think they would be very, very similar. So I hope you can see that. It's very interesting. So I'm going to wait till it dries down, and let's go ahead and move on to the other one now. Again, the stopper on this one, or the dropper, I guess I should call it, the dropper top on the Chemical X for Makeup of Murder, they have an opportunity for you guys to get a white top like this or a black top like this and switch it out instead of the silver one, which I probably should have done, but I didn't think about it at the time, so I'm just going with what I have. So I'm going to take this brush now, and I'm going to do the JD Glow one first. Really pick it up on the brush. You can see it there. So there is the JD Glow mixing medium with the pigment. So these would make pretty good liners so far. A little bit thick if you add too much pigment to it, but we'll see what that's like when it dries down. And I'm just going to pick up the one for Chemical X by Makeup of Murder now on the brush. And yeah, these ones are very similar. This one's a lot more liquidy because I, again, just did them, and the other one dried down a bit. So we'll just wait to see how those look. And so far, so good. I'm actually excited that I can make pretty much any eyeshadow or pigment in my collection look like an eyeliner, but this is the options right now. And as you can see, these ones are drying down pretty good and they look fairly similar. They're still a bit damp. I'm just picking stuff up if I'm tapping it with my finger. I am picking product up, so they're not quite dried down yet. So I'm just going to give them a second, and I'm just going to show you again the product. So the ones on my left, so your right, would be, I guess maybe it's your left too, actually. So this one anyway, this one is the mixing medium from JD Glow, and this one is the mixing medium or Chemical X from Makeup of Murder. JD Glow, Makeup of Murder. So I didn't use too much because I didn't want to waste. I apologize for the light there, but I wanted to make sure that you guys could see that you don't really need a whole lot of product to make yourself a liner one use. I'm actually feeling these dry down and tighten just a hint. So I think if you wanted to put these on your eyes, I think that you would probably feel that little bit of tightness as they dried down a bit. The one that I'm not feeling the tightness from is this JD Glow one, and I think that's because I added a lot of extra pigment. So it might be beneficial for you to add a generous amount of pigment to the 1 or 2 drops of mixing medium or Chemical X that you're using, and it would just make it more of a gel thick consistency than liquidy like these two that I did, though this one is pretty opaque, but this one was really watery when I mixed it, so I can't fault that. They are drying down very nicely. I would just recommend adding quite a bit more pigment into whatever you're mixing. So I'm going to go ahead and try this pigment now. This one is from Makeup Forever, and I'm just gonna make a little pile here. I'm going to do both of these again, both shadow or both mixing mediums as well, because I think this would be interesting to see this shimmery product, shimmery pigment. I think it would be really interesting to see that used with mixing mediums. So this way you have like a matte one, which is this here. You have a shimmery type pigment, which is this one, and then you'll have like a really like glittery shimmery type pigment. So I'm going to go ahead and mix those right now. And I'll keep the drops on the same side. This top is not good. And I can see why they exchanged it. When you're trying to be really careful, it's kind of awkward. So there is a little bit, I'm going to use the red one. There's a little bit of red still in here. So after I mix these, I'm sure you'll still see a little bit of a hint of red probably in the pigment as I swatch them, but I just want you guys to be able to see what it is that I'm doing here. I definitely should have used more pigment. All right. Let's try this. So this one is the JD Glow, and for some reason it does not want to pick up on the brush. It's just being moved around on top of the palette by the brush. Okay, here we go. So this one is JD Glow. Interesting. That's really pretty. And this one, again, it's just kind of being moved around. So matte is definitely better. This one is Chemical X. There. So when you add a little bit more pigment and less drops, it's more effective. You can see in the swatches of both of these, it was not liquidy. It did not, it didn't have to like re-add extra product to the bottom part. It doesn't look watered down or separating. It does actually look thick and pigmented. So my recommendation, if you are going to be using any kind of mixing medium to get the most product or most uses out of your products, then I definitely recommend you try just mixing a small portion of pigment with 1 drop first, and then if you need to, you can do that on the other eye. However, if you're going to be trying to do graphic eyeliner and you want to make sure you have enough in your mixing pigments to get a perfect color, I recommend you using a lot of it and quite a few drops at the beginning, because you don't want to have to go in and recreate that same color if you don't know how much that you used of each pigment. If you understand what I'm trying to say, sometimes it's hard for me to be descriptive, but if you're using, say, 3 shades and you're just guessing how much you're using the first time and you run out, to try and recreate that would be a little bit harder. So if you're doing a bigger, more graphic look on your face with this type of product, liners such as these, then I would recommend that you make a bigger recipe at first, where if you're just doing a single line with 1 color, try using a little bit of pigment, just 1 drop of product, and that should get you enough product to do both your eyes. So I really hope that helps. I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting something. This is all really new to me. I have never used these products before on my eyes, and I'm actually curious to, and I may do a video down the road of me using this product on my eyeliner, like using it as eyeliner, but I'm not doing that today because I do have my full face of makeup on. And it does work where you don't have to use like items. So if you buy this product, Chemical X from Makeup a Murder, you do not have to particularly buy their pigments, though they do look really good. Like, their pigments are really pigmented and they're very nice for blending. So even if you're not using them just for eyeliner, you can definitely use them just as pigments on their own, and they're fantastic. But you can also use any pigments. These ones are quite old in my collection, and so they're still showing up very well and they've mixed easily, and so you can use any of your products. Even if you want to scrape some eyeshadow out of a palette, or say you're doing a project and you don't want to just wear it as an eyeshadow and you want to use it as some eyeliner, then you can use this mixing medium, scrape some of the product out, mix it together, use it as your eyeliner, and there you go, you have some extra usage. So I really hope that helps. I hope the tips helped you as well for your project panning, and don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I would love you guys to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.